you very much. Good evening, everyone. We're here to call to order the City of Oxnard Planning Commission meeting, regular meeting for January 21, 2021. A lot of 21s. Let's see. Commissioner Dozier, will you lead us in a community roll call, please? Sorry.
Yes.
Chair Frank?
Here.
Chair Frank?
Here.
Vice Chair Sanchez?
Yes.
Commissioner Chavez?
Yep.
Commissioner Dozier?
Here.
Commissioner Fearing?
Here.
Commissioner Meyer?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Good. Thank you. Commissioner Dozier, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
Okay. Would you place your right hand over your heart and repeat? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. And just as an aside, I want to be where Fearing is. I love the backdrop. All right, we'll move to item C on our agenda, public comments on items that are not on the agenda. I believe Mr. Kolwitz has some comment.
Yes, Chair Frank, thank you. I just wanted to announce to both the Planning Commission as well as to members of the public that the voter initiative Measure M that passed is now in effect, and it changes our meetings in a couple of different ways. And I just wanted to explain what those are so there isn't any confusion as we're going into a new process. So 3 quick things to share with you. First and foremost, Measure M requires that staff record our video presentations ahead of our meetings, and we post them online with the agendas. So that occurred for this particular meeting. What that means is we're not actually going to be providing a staff presentation at this meeting, but we are available for questions for the Planning Commission as well as members of the public. A second item is that members of the public are to have at least 3 minutes to speak during public comment period. And a third item, those first 2 items are now in effect, but the third item is that we're going to be using Robert's Rules of Order for future meetings. There's a training that's required, and because of the training component, we're not actually fully jumping into that at this point in time, but there will be a future training about Robert's Rules of Order as we implement Measure M. So stay tuned with all of that. So with that, that's all that I have just in terms of meeting format. So if, it's not typical that we get questions at this point in time for items that are not on the agenda, but staff is here if we need any brief responses to questions related to that.
Commissioners, any questions?
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Kolowitz.
You're welcome.
Do you have any other comments on items that are not on our agenda? Madam Clerk, any requests to speak on items not on the agenda?
No, there's none.
Thank you very much. I'll close public comment, moving to the consent agenda. Approval of our December 17, 2020 minutes. Has everyone had an opportunity to review those minutes? Are there any changes or corrections or comments?
Move to approve. Second.
I'm sorry, who seconded? We have a motion by Chavez, a second by Meyer to approve the minutes. And we have roll call, please.
Commissioner Chavez?
Aye.
Commissioner Meyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Dozier?
Yes.
Commissioner Fearing?
Yes.
Vice Chair Sanchez?
Yes.
Chair Frank?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, any ex parte communications with our item F1?
Chavez, no.
Meyer,
no.
Dozier, no.
Commissioner, Vice Chair Sanchez?
No for me also.
And it's a no for me as well. So we'll move to item F, public hearing. This is planning and zoning permit number 20-510-07, special use permit. Let's see. Our speaker is Mr. Pierce. Our presenter is Mr. Pearson. Mr. Pearson, please. Are we doing the presentation, or we just assumed to have watched it and just move into questions and comments from commissioners?
Chair Frank, this is Ken Roselle. As stated in Measure M, and I'm quoting from the measure, quote, "The primary role of staff at meetings is to answer questions posed by the legislative body, not the reenactment of pre-recorded presentations. Staff is clearly available to answer your questions and to provide any information that you desire, but as a general rule, we are not allowed to make these presentations based on the language in this measure."
Okay, understood. Thank you. All right, so commissioners, any questions of staff?
Point of inquiry, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Chavez?
Is the applicant at any point going to speak?
I'm not sure yet. I'm asking now if there are any questions of staff.
I'm aware that I'm just asking, maybe my questions will be more appropriate for the applicant versus staff.
Okay, then let's stop what I'm doing and ask. Is there going to be an applicant presentation?
The applicant is not giving a presentation, but they are here for questions.
Questions. All right, thank you. Any questions of staff or the applicant?
Madam Chair, I do have one question for staff.
Commissioner Dozier.
And it's more because under this new format, if the public hasn't, I've reviewed the presentation, so I'm prepared to speak on the subject. But I'm just thinking about the public. If the public hasn't viewed the presentation, I think that kind of limits their input. But that's just an observation I just wanted to make. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Commissioners, questions for staff or the applicant?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Chavez.
Just a quick, whether it goes to the staff or the applicant, I'm curious in regards to condition number 55, where it says all alcohol delivery sales must be completed within 1 hour of closing. I'm curious, there's 3 points of curiosity in regards to that. One, in regards to the type of container that the alcohol is going to be delivered in. 2, how is it verified that a customer receiving the alcohol is actually the legal age of 21? So I'll just leave it at that, whether it's staff or the applicant to take that.
Good evening. This is Scott Swenson from the police department. The training, the responsible beverage service training, and state law requires that the people be of reasonable appearance of age, and if they don't appear to be of age, ID needs to be checked, and that's part of the RBS training process.
Okay, Mr. Swenson, in regards to the type of container that's used when they're transporting, or for sure, first I should ask what type of alcohol that's actually going to be transported.
It would be beer or wine, with what they're licensed for, and it would be in the original container, and the police department does not regulate that function. In fact, under COVID, there's been a lot of flexibility provided from ABC as to what kind of container product goes out, alcoholic beverage product goes out. They don't strictly regulate that either.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Commissioners, any further questions or comments of either staff or the applicant? I don't see any. All right. Do we have any public speakers on this item? Public comment?
Yes, we have one from Pat Brown.
Thank you. Ms. Brown? I'll open public comment.
Are you ready for Pat Brown to speak?
Yes, Ms. Brown.
Okay. Number one, before I get started, the sound, and I have surround sound. Okay, the sound for this meeting, for these planning commission meetings, is just terrible. It's very, very muffled. It's a wonder that the public even bothers to stay on to watch it unless they're particularly interested, because you have to guess at what people are saying, including yourself. So I would let you know in case somebody decided that they knew what the problem was and decided to fix it one day. For this particular topic, I have a whole group of questions, but I don't expect you to answer all of them. I just want you to think about all of these seriously as we go, because, and if anybody from the public is watching this, and they don't know what these alcohol beverage requirements are, or they'll go along with anything. Okay. Number one is the area saturated with alcohol. Number two, 7 a.m. in the morning, there is no reason for anybody to go in there to buy alcohol to take out at 7 o'clock in the morning so that they can get drunk before they get to work. I don't think so. Location, near any schools, childcare, any of that sort of thing. It should not be. At least 1,000 feet or so away from those. Traffic, congestion problems in that area. Are there generally a lot of traffic problems there? And so if anybody's going to eat there and have some alcohol, we want to make sure that they're going to get out of there and get to where they're going to go safely after drinking the alcohol. Number 5 is homeless. Are there homeless people that just hang around outside the building or on the sidewalk near that area? And are they going to ask somebody to go in and buy them some alcohol so that they can have it? I mean, they do this all the time in other cities. I've seen it happen right out on the busy street. No alcohol ads on the windows of this facility. They are not allowed. On any place that sells alcohol, there's no of the alcohol ads allowed there. No drinking outside at tables or chairs outside the location with a bottle sitting there half full, and some kid walks by and grabs it, and there they've got it. So that's why that is. No teens or children grabbing those bottles if there is anyone who wants to sit outside and because of the COVID and eat it and drink at a table outside. They have to be separated off. Just wanted you to know, I used to be involved with RAPAC, the Responsible Alcohol Policy Action Coalition that we had for a number of years. And we made up over 100 different problems that were involved with alcohol sales. So just thought you would like to know. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that hard work from the past paid off with the police department incorporating a lot of the recommendations from RAPAC. So thank you very much for reminding us. Any other public speakers on this matter?
No, that's it.
Thank you very much. I'll close public comment. Commissioners, it's your pleasure.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Chavez.
I don't know if it would be appropriate, but I would like to hear from the applicant if they want to say anything.
Would you like to say anything, the applicant? Good evening.
Well, we'll answer questions. We certainly take all public comment seriously as far as the caller. I think a lot of the questions that she raised have been dealt with in a lot of the policies that have been written up. The transportation of the alcohol is, as mentioned by, I think, Joe, or I'm sorry, Scott, is going to be in the container that it comes in. It will be unopened. And then we are looking into carrier availability of collapsible cardboard disposable carriers for the 6-pack if they order a 6-pack, and even a pouch that is sealable, just like a pizza is delivered, but somewhat more for the wine or beer that we'll be distributing. Other than that, as far as the policy of being able to serve the alcohol an hour after closing, we don't close at 11, we close at about 8. We would like to have the option. That's therefore we do have the policy, or they have stated here they want a 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Approval. Our store hours are 11 to 8. It just opens up the availability for in the future if we wanted to do something. And certainly this is a pizza place, and there may be some hour changes. As far as the hour after it closes, typically a pizza, if it is called in 5 minutes before closing, could take up to 20 minutes to cook. Therefore, we get out the door at about, let's say we close at 8, we get out the door at 8:20, 10-minute delivery time. I think it's reasonable to say we could deliver the alcohol within that hour. Other than that, that's all I wanted to address. If there's any questions, we're certainly here to answer those.
Thank you. And my observation and considerations after reading the staff report and watching the video is that your initial request was for your operating hours, but it was staff's recommendation to expand those hours, as we've done at other locations, other businesses within the city of Oxnard, from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. And my understanding of the reasoning for that is this is a special use permit, and a special use permit goes into perpetuity for that particular land use. So that if another use came in after the pizza place, let's say you wanted to sell it and make it into something else, someone else comes in, the city does not have to be revisited for an additional special use permit or modification on the existing special use permit. I understand the reason for the hours. The staff report and the video presentation that is available to the public to review also address the issue of school locations, traffic, not major traffic, but to the extent that there are no policing issues referenced in any of the reporting that we received. So I hope that addresses the caller's concern. I don't know if Ms. Brown had an opportunity to review the presentation online. So that's why I'm choosing to address that here. All right, commissioners, any other questions, comments? I'm sorry, is that you, Commissioner? Commissioner Dozier?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Also, seeing how not sure how well informed the public is based off of this new format, so I'll just kind of voice a few things. The location where this facility is it's not far from where I live, so I'm very familiar with that corner of North Ventura and North Vineyard and Ventura Boulevard. And just from my personal point of view, it's a very it's a difficult location to have a business because the traffic flow isn't in your favor. So I'm of the mindset of anything that will help increase foot traffic in that area is a good thing for the other businesses that are in that location. It's a place, it's in a location where you intentionally have to drive there. You're not going to just accidentally come across this business. So people that are coming, they're aware of it, and they may walk past. I believe there's an ice cream place there too. So I think anything that will increase foot traffic in that area, and like I said, is a very difficult, or at least in my opinion, a very difficult location to have a business would be a benefit. Thank you, Madam Chair.
May I ask, the intent is actually to allow for alcohol delivery, beer and wine delivery with your pizzas, right? That'll really enhance your business. Isn't that the anticipation?
Yeah, we are a takeout and delivery. As noted in the presentation that is attached to the specific item that was sent to me, the agenda, let's see, the planning commission packet, sorry. It does show a floor plan. It's not conducive to several people having a pitcher of beer or anything of that nature. This is purely a pickup, takeout, delivery type style. We just don't have the facility to even have really on-site consumption, but we like the fact that they can have a beer and a pizza, but generally speaking, not a lot of the consumption of the pizzas are even done on site, and especially with COVID too.
Right. I understand. Okay, thank you. Commissioners? Commissioner Chavez.
Madam Chair, I'll just make a few comments. I think this is an added benefit to this business. You know, I occasionally will enjoy a drink with my pizza. So I think it's an incredible asset to this company, especially the fact that it opens up a new market, especially during the time of COVID where things are constantly changing. So I can support this. Thank you.
Very good. Is anyone willing to make a motion at this time, or would you like to have more discussion on this item? I don't see anything.
Chair, I would move to approve.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Commissioner Meyer, a second by Commissioner Fearing. May we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Meyer,
Yes.
Commissioner Fearing,
Yes.
Commissioner Chavez,
Yes.
Commissioner Dozier,
Yes.
Vice Chair Sanchez,
Yes.
Chair Frank.
Yes.
Motion passes. The decision of the Planning Commission is final and is appealed to the City Council within 18 days.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Much success. All right. Concluding that item, we'll now move to item G on our agenda, study session or reports.
Pardon.
Do we have any study sessions or reports?
No study sessions or reports, Chair Frank.
We'll move to item H, Planning Commission business. Mr. Kolowitz?
For Planning Commission business, this is typically time for Planning Commissioners to share, and I'll speak at the Community Development Staff update.
See if we're needed anymore.
I'm sorry, any business? Commissioner Meyer?
Public comments.
Okay.
And project name. So this was the #1 agenda. Recommendation, they approved study session reports, Planning Commission business, updates, adjournment, future meetings. So
Chair Frank, if we're ready to move on to the community development staff.
I'm ready to move on to community development, item I on our agenda.
Thank you. So I only have one brief item for you, and that's you may have noticed that there aren't elections on this particular agenda. We typically do this we typically host the elections at your first regular meeting. However, your protocols provide a caveat that if the city council is going through a recruitment for new members, that we have an option to hold off until those new members or existing members are reappointed until those appointments actually occur. The recruitment is happening as we speak. We're anticipating that's going to wrap up in the February timeframe. So late February, early March, the hope would be that we would have the appointments or reappointments confirmed and concluded. And then the first meeting after that, we would host elections for chair and vice chair. So just wanted to set the stage for everyone to be thinking about those things. And then I have one other item, which is we are going to have another meeting on February 4th or February 3rd. Let me double check really quick. Early February is your next meeting. And with that, that would conclude my report.
Thank you very much. And we'll stand adjourned. On. Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Well,
February.
good night.
Thank you. Good night.